We're at Fresh today. We're gonna go pick out some great groceries. We're gonna show you around the store, show you some great ingredients, and show you some great little tricks of the trade for shopping this store. Go. It's fall, so we need fall veggies. I think we're gonna get some Brussels sprouts. Let's go check out produce and see what we got. So we got some Brussels, fresh squeezed OJ. We make it here. Fresh squeezed OJ. This is one of my favorite ways to have Brussels sprouts. Oh! This is my favorite part of the store. It's our bulk section. You can buy anything by the pound. You can get as little or as much as you want. Everything from salted, chocolatey, yummy peanuts to grains to beans. Today what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some sun-dried cherries. I love sun-dried cherries in my veggies in the fall season. I think it's a great little, what would you call it? Yeah, a little chefy thing. I don't know, it's yummy. So what's fun here too is we've got two different types of cherries. We do an unsweetened and a sweetened. I've kind of got a sweet tooth, so I like the sweet ones. But depending on your recipe or whatever you're doing, would make you decide which way to go on sweet or unsweetened. When I do veggies in the fall season and I do sun-dried cherries, it's always a nice little addition, like a little sweet textury thing, so I make sure and get the sweet ones. What we're gonna do today is a classic with what I think of as a little twist. Brussels sprouts, but we're gonna make them yummy and sweet. So the first thing you gotta do is you gotta clean your Brussels. Then you gotta make a really hard decision. Do you wanna serve them whole, or do you wanna serve them cut in half? Either way is up to you. If they're whole, you just gotta cook them a little longer. So what we're gonna do really quick is I'm gonna cut them in half. I like them in half because I think they sit on the plate and they look prettier on the plate. And they cook a little faster. And it gives you more surface area for these awesome little additions that I think give it a good little twist. It allows the Brussels sprout to absorb that. One thing that's important when you're cooking in the kitchen is make sure you have all your ingredients ready to roll before you go to the pan. That way you're less likely to burn anything. You got it at your fingertips. We're gonna take Brussels to another level. It's all about holiday. It's all about the season changing. So we're switching over to root vegetables and all those yummy things for the fall season, getting ready for the holidays. All right, so you want a hot pan because that sear is super important. When you're looking at the technique and the finesse of cooking with simple ingredients, making sure that every step you take is developing those flavors, this hot pan is really important so you can get that good sear on that surface area. That's one of the main reasons that I really like my Brussels sprouts cut in half, because it gives me more surface area to develop flavor, and also for those yummy flavors, maple syrup, fresh squeezed OJ, garlic. It gives more surface area for all those flavors to develop and to be absorbed. So once you see a little smoke on your pan, grapeseed oil. I would maybe use lard here or duck fat if I had it, but grapeseed oil is always a go-to because, again, high smoke point, so it means it's going to take a lot more work to burn the oil, and it doesn't penetrate any flavor. That pan's good and hot. You want to be careful here, of course. I want my oil crazy hot. I don't want my oil to break down, but I want it crazy hot. All right, so we're about ready to hit the pan, but before we hit the pan, it's always a good thing to point out, this is a great, great, great way to change up your traditional side veggie for Thanksgiving. But I also love doing this time of year as a unique little veggie under a piece of fish or a steak or a pork chop. Just something nice and unique. But it's also not too unique where it kind of breaks the comfort zone, because it's all these flavors and ingredients we know so well. So we're gonna add a little salt, fresh cracked pepper, now I'm gonna add a touch more oil, and that's just gonna kind of try and get it to add a little more color and stimulate developing a little more of a sear. So now that we're super hot and we've got a little bit of a sear there, I got fresh squeezed OJ. That's really good when you see all that bubbling and that good deglaze, because that's pulling all those flavors that we worked so hard to develop. And like we do in the kitchen, every step you're moving towards the direction of developing more flavor. So this is kind of doing the blanching process at the same time. You're killing two birds with one stone. You're developing flavor, but also this the chicken stock and the fresh squeezed OJ is going to do kind of your blanching, poaching thing as well. Now you'll notice I added the fresh garlic after I deglazed because I want good bright garlic flavors, and I don't want that seared, real Cajun-y kind of caramelized garlic flavor. So just a good brightener. And now sun-dried cherries. The more the better. What's cool about this, when the sun-dried cherries hit the liquid, they kind of swell up and they pick up all those flavors. So now we're just going to try and reduce off some of this liquid, add a little maple syrup, and we're going to let them go in the oven and braise. Maple syrup. So you can see how the bubbles are getting more and more aggressive. Look around here. They're more aggressive in the sense of the bubbles are faster, but the groupings are a lot tighter, and it looks like the bubbles are thicker. That's telling you that the water's cooking out and it's getting close. That's the telltale that you need to remember. And for this, knowing what to do next is we're gonna add a touch of butter, and then we're gonna go in the oven to get it kind of that braise kind of component. All right, come look again. This looks really cool. It's really important to see this. You can see how it's real sugary. Most of the liquid's cooked out. Now all you want to do is, I've got about a tablespoon of butter. We're going to mix this up really well. See how it's coming together? That's beautiful. That's really pretty. I love this. This is, every year that I do this, it's almost kind of like a reminder that, okay, it's time for the holidays. Once that butter's in there and mixed up pretty good, now you're just going to go in the oven for a second. I'd go in the oven for like 425 for about 10 minutes. All you're doing is almost kind of trying to do a quick roast, dry it out, get all those residual sugars to really adhere to it, and then get ready to enjoy it. All right, so it smells good. We're ready to come out of the oven. Look at that. We got some color there. It's all good and sugary, smells good. The house smells like fall and the holidays. And then from there, you're ready to go. Look how pretty that is. I love seeing all those different shapes. It's almost kind of goulashy. It's one of my favorite type of cooking. Sweet, orange, earthy with the root vegetables. Sun-dried cherries and maple syrup and orange just work beautifully together. And you got the fun textures, the little pieces of garlic. This is a win, guys. Y'all need to try this.